labor and delivery during COVID-19. So guys, I have a lot of questions from different people about how was it being pregnant during COVID-19 and what happened during my labor and delivery. Did I have to get that test shoved up my nose into my brain during a mid-contraction? Or was my husband tested? Or did they try and take the baby away? Did we get a false positive? Can you decline the test? What other things? Are you allowed visitors or no visitors? How long do they keep you for? Literally, these are all questions I have been asked already during just like meeting people and while I'm out and about, and I show my I'm baby wearing. So I have obviously clearly a newborn who's not even 2 months old yet. So people are very adamant about asking questions on how that all went down during COVID-19. So I wanted to make this quick little video for you. Well, who knows if it's quick because I'm a chatty Cathy. But I wanted to make this video for you guys out there to help mamas who are pregnant during this time. Hopefully this will set your mind at ease, but do keep in mind that every single hospital is different and every single physician and doctor or midwife can have a different policy. So I just wanted to share my experience with you guys during that time and go from there. So first question is, did you have to wear a mask during labor? So we wore a mask into the hospital, me and my husband both, and then once we got to our room, like the actual triage part where you check in when you're having contractions and you go there, we checked into triage. My husband still had to wear his the whole time. I did not. The nurses obviously still wore theirs the whole entire time. So that's question number one. And then that kind of leads me into, so when we switched from room to room, I had to put my mask back on. So when we went from triage to labor and delivery, when we got my room to where I'm gonna have the baby at, I wore the mask to that room. Once I got to the room and started having labor and contractions and all of that good stuff, I did not have to wear it. And I didn't ask if I had to, I just didn't wear it because I didn't want any bits of that. I'm not going into labor and pushing with a mask on my face. Sorry. So then from my labor and delivery room to our postpartum room, I had to put it back on through the halls of wearing that. Okay. So basically I just had to wear it room to room, and then I didn't actually have to wear it at all when we were in any of the rooms. My husband did have to wear it though. Another thing is, was he allowed to leave? So he actually was allowed to leave, and we were fearful that he was not going to be able to leave. He actually left the facility. He went down and he ended up getting us Jimmy John's while I was there, because I love Jimmy John's because I go through the whole entire pregnancy not eating any deli meat, and then I love the turkey Jimmy John's sandwich with like the avocado spread on it, and oh my goodness, it's delicious. So it's literally right next to McGee Hospital. That is where I delivered at. I was with the midwives of McGee. So he was allowed to leave and come back. He just had to wear his mask, and then he had to obviously have like his pass or whatever to get in, saying that he was a dad of that. So that was that. When I went there, I did not get tested for COVID. So what happened when we walked in is they didn't even check my temperature or anything. They checked my husband's and made him a visitor pass, but that was it. My husband didn't have to get tested for COVID. I did not have to get tested for COVID. And if I would have, my midwife told me that I could have declined it. So she actually said that the only way that I could have gotten tested for COVID is if I had to be induced. So since it takes a couple days for the test of COVID to come back, it's really pointless for you to be going in to labor and have contractions, and you know you're going to have the baby within the next 24 hours to 48 hours, hopefully. She said that you could decline that. And yeah, George did not have to get tested for it either. So I went over the masks, went over the testing, went over, what happened there, went over he was allowed to leave. The only thing I think I did not touch on is clearly there was not allowed any visitors whatsoever. Like, we couldn't even bring in Ellie, who was 3 years old, to meet her baby sister in the hospital. So we did FaceTime a lot, and honestly, it kind of made it harder. There's nothing in there. You ate it all last night. So it did make it harder because then when she seen us, she wanted us to come home, and she was staying and rotating with Grandpap one night and then Grandma the other night. So it was definitely a little bit more challenging. But one positive thing was that they had like a 24-hour to 48-hour discharge since of COVID. They don't want to keep you in for that long. So if you go during that time and everything, keep in mind this is only if your labor and delivery goes okay and as planned, and you don't have any complications, which you never know. So my labor and delivery went pretty well. I will post a video. I promise you guys, I need to get to that before I forget all the details, but I need to get on that. So I will post a video about that, I promise. Labor and delivery, though, as long as it goes well, my midwife was totally fine with letting us leave 24 hours after. Unfortunately, though, Amelia, when she was born, she had to have a slight vacuum assist. So the pediatricians the pediatrician said that there was slight bruising on her head, which when you looked at her, you couldn't even tell. Her head was not misshaped or misformed whatsoever. They said that, with that, they just like to monitor it and watch it for a little bit longer. So I had a 48-hour discharge instead of a 24-hour. But my midwife was totally fine with letting us leave at 24 hours, but pediatricians were not. So unfortunately, we had to stay there until 48 hours. But that's that. That's during labor and delivery during COVID-19. I hope this video helps you, mama, get some relief, be able to breathe and feel a little bit less stressed during this absolutely crazy time. And I hope that everything goes great for you. See ya. Bye.